Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe and click on the bell to receive notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, please remember to share them to your social media.
Alberta, Canada is vibrant country where spring brings movement. Moose plod through muskeg. Deer graze on new shoots along the forest edge. And bears, newly awakened from hibernation, search hungrily for calories in any form they can find. Roots, berries, roadkill, garbage, and sometimes what they're not supposed to find. Welcome back to Scary Bear Attacks. The May sky over Alberta's boreal north was a pale, silvery blue, the kind of sky that stretches forever over its oil sands country. Beyond the humming machinery and steel buildings of the Canadian Natural Resources Limited Horizon oil sands site, the forest pressed in quietly. Wilderness lines of property, giving shape to a wild boundary between human enterprise and a vast, animal-filled world. The boreal forests of northeastern Alberta are vast, flat, and deeply interwoven with wetlands, muskeg, and meandering rivers. This is the north fringe of Canada's oil sands region, a place where industrial development and wilderness exist side by side. The area near Fort McMurray, roughly 435 kilometers northeast of Edmonton, is not only rich in bitumen deposits, but also home to dense populations of wildlife. The forests here are dominated by black spruce, aspen, and jack pine. The underbrush is thick with alder, willow, and dogwood shrubs. Wild Saskatoon raspberries and buffalo berries attract wildlife, especially bears, during the warmer months. Large plant-eating animals such as moose, woodland caribou, and white-tailed deer range through the area. The apex predators include gray wolves, lynx, and black bears, the latter being the most commonly encountered large predator in this part of Alberta. Though black bears are typically shy, they are opportunistic feeders, and in certain cases, they can become dangerously bold. Lorna Weafer was a 36-year-old instrumentation technician working for a contracting company at the Canadian Natural Resources Limited Horizon oil sands site, located about 70 kilometers north of Fort McMurray. She held dual Irish and Canadian citizenship and wasn't the kind of person who blended into the background. She was known for her sense of humor, a big heart, and a determination to succeed in a field still dominated by men. She worked as an instrumentation technician maintaining and calibrating the complex systems that keep massive oil production facilities running safely and efficiently. She didn't carry bear spray, as technicians carried air horns, and didn't expect to use either while walking between buildings in a busy industrial area. It was daylight. She was with co-workers. There were no warning signs, but the forest was watching. On Wednesday, May 7th, 2014, Lorna was part of a maintenance crew performing duties on site. After working for some time at around 2 p.m., Lorna realized she had to go to an adjacent building to wash up, as the building she was in didn't have the accommodations. Now, Lorna had done this hundreds, if not thousands of times before. She frequently had to walk between buildings to complete certain tasks, only to have to go to another building to do some other aspect. It was routine to see the wildlife of the area, near the buildings, but nothing ever gave the workers any trouble. But again, there's always an exception. As Lorna's co-workers walked beside her, Lorna was suddenly tackled by a huge black bear. It came out of nowhere and was unseen before pouncing on Lorna. The woman screamed in terror as the bear pawed and bit her repeatedly. Shouts erupted. Men grabbed anything they could: tools, buckets, horns, boards. Some rushed to intervene, but the bear held its ground. One witness described the bear as unshakable, even as it was being screamed at and pelted with debris. What happened next has haunted many of them for years. They would charge toward the bear, waving their arms, while hearing her desperate cries for help. The group battled the bruin for 10 minutes, while yelling and sounding their air horns. They tried to drive the bear off by blasting loud bursts from it, but the bear wouldn't budge. Another 10 minutes or so, and one of the co-workers grabbed the fire extinguisher from the wall inside the building. The contents of the canister were dispensed, creating a huge white cloud of retardant, driving the bear off a few feet. As the bear looked around in confusion about what the retardant was, Lorna had a few seconds of reprieve, but that didn't last, as the bear attacked her once again as the cloud faded and visibility returned. There was one more arrow in the coworker's quiver that remained. A high-pressure water hose was dragged to Lorna's location, and the blast of water drove the bear off. Again, it retreated for a few seconds, but returned to maul Lorna once again. All told, Lorna and her coworkers fought the black bear for about an hour before Lorna succumbed to her injuries. By now the coworkers had done everything they could think of, and nothing worked. Despite their efforts, the bear mauled Lorna and dragged her toward the brush. One brave worker managed to retrieve her body during a momentary lull in the bear's focus, pulling her to safety as wildlife officers were called in. When they arrived, it was too late. Lorna had died from massive trauma. The bear, still nearby, was shot and killed shortly thereafter. First responders tried to revive Lorna, but she was gone. Her corpse was collected and taken to the coroner for examination. The bear's carcass was also recovered. Wildlife officers identified it as a large male black bear in fair to healthy condition with no apparent disease or health problems. It wasn't starving or suffering from a debilitating injury. Lorna Weafer's fatal black bear attack was the first in several years in Alberta. It was one of only a handful of fatal black bear attacks to have occurred at the victim's workplace. As for the bear's motives in attacking and killing Lorna, its deliberate and continued attack indicated a predatory motive. It wasn't protecting a cached animal carcass, and was not acting in defense of its cubs. Speaking of cubs, our Cub Tier membership on Patreon, linked below, will give you ad-free early access to photos, notes, and episodes. And the $3 per month goes a long way in helping me continue to produce educational and entertaining content like this. An investigation by Alberta Occupational Health and Safety followed, scrutinizing protocols related to wildlife awareness, deterrence, and site security in wilderness-adjacent industrial zones. The event raised difficult questions about how even routine tasks in a human-developed landscape can intersect with unpredictable wildlife behavior. While the bear may have become habituated to human activity around the site, investigators found no prior reports of aggressive bear behavior in the immediate area in the days leading up to the attack. The province of Alberta hosts around 40,000 black bears over its 255,541 square miles, leaving a black bear density of 1 black bear per 6.4 square miles. While the bear may have become habituated to human activity around the site, investigators found no prior reports of aggressive bear behavior in the immediate area in the days leading up to the attack. The province of Alberta hosts around 40,000 black bears over its 255,541 square miles, leaving a black bear density of 1 black bear per 6.4 square miles. After reviewing the facts surrounding this episode, I'm left with a few questions for you. Can predatory bear behavior be reliably detected before a fatal incident occurs? How should industrial development balance the risk of wildlife encounters in remote, active bear zones? How can we better distinguish curious bear behavior from emerging signs of predatory interest? Finally, should remote industrial sites be mandated to install bear fencing or electronic deterrence at all personnel transition points? I'll gladly read and reply to your thoughts, so post them in the comments section below, and let's talk about it.
Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider clicking on the like button and clicking on the bell icon. We'll help you know when we post our new episodes. Posting our video links to your social media profiles furthers awareness, and it's fun. We slashed our prices in our merch store, linked below, so check out the bargains there while you shop. As a member of our human community, remember to adventure bravely and be careful out there, especially in bear country.